Hello learners, I am Parikshit and welcome to a very exciting session on Unacademy CAT-alyst. In today's session, we are going to discuss some very important concepts, and these are concepts related to previous year time, speed and distance questions. Amazing shortcuts lined up, so make sure you watch this entire 15-minute video of mine. Let's get started. So, this is your educator, Parikshit Saikia, the educator with the highest live class rating on the Unacademy platform. Okay, happenings on Unacademy. A lot of new batches are starting on Unacademy. The 14th of April, a weekday batch, a 17th of April, a previous year question practice batch, and on the 21st of April, a quantitative genius batch. Now, if you are interested for A to Z, a structured preparation for your CAT 2021, remember that you need to subscribe to Unacademy Plus. Also on your screen are some of the learners who actually did that last year, subscribed to Plus and have come up with flying colors, 100 percentile in LRDI, all India topper, and 99.98, 99.96 overall, so many of them. You definitely can be one amongst the next. And remember, the iconic CAT 2021 is just a click away. Now, for any of these offerings, remember you need to subscribe to Plus using the code Parikshit Live, because using this code will give you A, 10% discount, and B, the only and only code which will give you free mentorship program from my end. Remember, hundreds of students join Unacademy, but students who join using the code Parikshit Live not only get 10% discount, but also get free mentorship during your term with Unacademy. Let's get started with today's session. Okay, let's have the first questions on the screen. Right? Yes. Perfect. Okay, now let's take up each of the questions one at a time. Okay. A and B are two cities. Okay. Hello, good morning everyone, people who are joining me live. Very good morning. A and B are two cities. A bus starts towards B from A every hour from 6 a.m. and a bus starts from B towards A starting from 6 a.m. onwards. So I think it's always best if you draw what you read, right? Always best. It becomes easy to visualize. So let's draw it, okay? So you have got two cities, A and B. A and B, correct? A bus starts towards B from A every hour starting at 6 a.m. So starting at 6 a.m., a bus starts towards B from A. And a bus starts from B towards A starting from 6 a.m. onwards. Every bus takes 4 hours to travel from one city to the other. So I've noted down the data. If a bus starts at 11 a.m. from A, okay, so they tell you there is a bus which starts at 11 a.m. from A, 11 a.m. So let's note it down, 11 a.m. from A. How many buses would it meet until it reaches city B, excluding the buses it meets at A and B? So I think it's a very easy question if you're able to visualize properly. Remember, the bus starts at 11 a.m. and every bus takes 4 hours to complete the journey. That would mean the bus would reach B at 3 p.m. Correct? The bus would reach B at 3 p.m. So can I say every bus, remember it starts at 11 a.m. So from 11 a.m. onwards, every bus that is on its way, it would meet at B. Remember, so 3 p.m. it reaches at B. 3 p.m. it reaches at B. So can I say that whatever bus starts from B at 2 p.m. it will meet? Whatever bus starts from B at 2 p.m. it will meet, because that bus, it would be on the way. It would be on the way, right? So let's say a bus starts from B at 2 p.m. So somewhere, let's probably use a marker here. Let's say a bus starts from B at 2 p.m. So at 2 p.m. bus A would be somewhere out here. A bus would start from at 2 p.m. and on the way it would meet. On the way both of them would meet. On the way both of them would meet. So can I say any bus which starts at 2 p.m. from B would meet. Similarly 1 p.m. from B. Similarly 12 p.m. from B. 12 p.m. from B. Correct? Now think, what about a bus which starts from B at 11 a.m.? A bus which starts from B at 11 a.m. Think about it. A bus starting from A at 11 a.m. from B at 11 a.m. So obviously on the way they are going to meet. So even a bus which starts at 11 a.m. is going to meet on the way. Right? What about the bus which starts at 10 a.m.? Remember, a bus which starts from B at 10 a.m. would reach A at after how much? After 4 hours. After 4 hours. So basically, if a bus starts from B at 10 a.m., it would reach A at 2 p.m. So obviously, can I say 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. it would be on its course of journey. On its course of journey. Hence, it would meet the bus at 11 a.m. starting from A. Similarly, do you understand? Similarly, a bus which starts from B at 9 a.m. also would meet the bus at 8. The bus which starts from A at 11 a.m. Similarly, the bus which starts from B at 8 a.m. 8 a.m. Correct? Why? Even 8 a.m. would reach A at 12 p.m. Would reach A at 12 p.m. Right? So obviously on the way it would meet A. Bus A. What about the bus at 7 a.m.? The bus which starts at 7 a.m. would reach A exactly at 11 a.m. Again, I repeat, the bus which starts from B at 7 a.m. would reach A exactly at 11 a.m. But the question clearly tells you, please exclude the buses it meets at A and B. So this bus at 7 a.m. would be at A dot at 11 a.m. So you cannot count it. You cannot count it. So 7 a.m. is not to be counted. Similarly, 3 p.m. Remember we wrote 3 p.m. 3 p.m. bus A would exactly be at B. Would exactly be at B. So any bus which starts at B from 3 p.m. at 3 p.m. you can't count it, right? That's it. That's it. So how many of them are there? How many of them are there? Can you count? 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So how many buses would it meet? 7. That's the answer. A beautiful question. I don't think needs any prior knowledge. But if you are thorough with your concepts and if you think, common sense, right? I think it's more common sense. You can easily get the answer. Answer for the first one is D. Any doubt? Any doubt for the first one? Clear? Perfect. Let's go to number 2. Let's go to number 2. Okay. Every day, an aircraft starts from country X at 8 a.m. country X standard time and reaches Y at 10 a.m. countries Y standard time. So let's write it down. Let's write it down. Let's say this is country X. It starts from X at 8 a.m. and reaches Y at 10 a.m. At 10 a.m. Correct? On the same day. Now, I think you got to be very careful. They use two words, country X standard time and countries Y standard time. As an example, if I tell you, I start from India in a flight at 8 a.m. and reaches the United States and I reach the United States at 10 a.m. doesn't mean the journey is 2 hours. Why? Because India time is 8 a.m. right? India time I started at 8 a.m. and US time I reached at 10 a.m. Now I don't know the difference between India and US hours. So remember, that is the meaning of standard time. You cannot be comparing India's 8 a.m. with US's 10 a.m. as 2 hours unless you know the time difference between the two countries. So that's one point you got to be very careful. Now they say the flight halts in country Y for 4 hours and flies back to country X and reaches at X 4 p.m. country X standard time. Now think about it. It reaches country X back at 4 p.m. Now I think the good point out here is when you are looking at country X, right? It's the same country. As an example, think about it as India. Think about it as India. So definitely India 8 a.m. and India 4 p.m. can be compared. Will you agree? India 8 a.m. and India 4 p.m. can be compared. So how many hours are we talking about? 8 hours. 8 hours. 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. is 8 hours. But you know what? For the entire 8 hours, the flight was not traveling. It was not in motion. It was not in motion for the entire 8 hours. So for how much time was it in motion? Remember, it says the flight halted for 4 hours. Halted for 4 hours. If that was the case, can I say the flight was in motion or was traveling rather for 4 hours? For 4 hours. So the total flight duration To and fro, going and coming back was 4 hours. Going and coming back was 4 hours. So can I split the going and coming back as 4 hours as 2 and 2? What is 2? 2 is the onward journey time and another 2 is the return journey time. Obviously, the time taken will be same in both the cases, given that distance between the two places is the same, and secondly, speed is same throughout. So onward journey time and return journey time is going to be the same. Correct? Now think about it. They are saying distance between the countries is 1000 kilometers. Find the speed. So what is speed? Speed is distance divided by time. Divided by time. What is the distance? Distance between the countries is 1000 kilometers. But you know what? When you take the time, you'll obviously take one-way time. One-way time. Why? Because you are taking one-way distance. You are taking one-way distance, right? You are taking, let's say, only the onward journey distance or only the return journey distance. So if you are taking one-way distance, time also you will take one way. So basically, one-way time is 2 hours. So what is the speed? 1000 by 2, 500 kilometers per hour. That's your answer. That's your answer. Got the second one? Got the second one? Answer for the second one is none of these. 500 kilometers per hour. Okay. Now before I go to the third one, let's quickly make a very important announcement. Remember, on Unacademy, we offer you a lot of amazing things, right? And one such thing is Ask a Doubt feature. Anytime you have a doubt, okay, just take a photo of the doubt, a picture of the doubt using your mobile and send it across using the Unacademy app. An expert from Unacademy is going to get back to you. You no longer have to wait for the educator to come live, right? You can take a picture, send it across using the app. An expert from Unacademy is going to answer it back. And yes, weekly scholarship tests. It's not just important to prepare, but it's also important to attempt, test, give mock exams. Why? Because this helps you to know your strengths and weaknesses and also help you know where you stand with regard to the competition. So the scholarship test is something that I strongly suggest and recommend that you register. This is absolutely free. This test is absolutely free. Use the code Parikshit Live if you are registering as a first-time user. By a first-time user, I mean as a user with a mobile number which has not been registered on Unacademy before. In that case, you can access the scholarship test absolutely free. Parikshit Live. Yes. Let's get started to the questions again. Okay, let's go back. Yes. Okay, number three. Let's go to number 3. Question number 3. Okay. Let's check this. Ram and Shyam started simultaneously in opposite directions from towns R and S respectively. So what will I do? I will rather draw a line. I love drawing the diagrams. So you'll use R here, you put R here and S here, right? They say Ram and Shyam start simultaneously. So can I say Ram is starting from this direction from R and Shyam is starting from this direction S. Each of them travel towards the starting point of the other person. Perfect. After crossing each other, so at some point they will cross. At some point they will meet. Let's say the point where they meet is, let's say this point. Let's say this point, they meet at the point M. They meet at the point M. Okay. What is Ram's speed? Let's say Ram's speed is R kilometers per hour. What is Shyam's speed? Shyam's speed, let it be S kilometer per hour. And now if I tell you, let's say they meet after T hours. They meet after T hours. Okay. So can you tell me how much is the distance Rm? How much is the distance Rm? Distance is nothing but speed into the time. Speed into the time. Whose speed? R speed. Because R is travel, so it will be R speed. Remember, they meet after T hours. So obviously R into T. Distance is speed into the time. So R is the speed, T is the time. What is the distance ms? Remember, Shyam travels the distance ms. So Shyam's speed is s and he meets Ram after T hours. So time taken is T. St. St. So what is ms? The distance ms is speed into time, which is st. Now they say after crossing each other, Ram and Shyam took 40 minutes and 90 minutes respectively to reach their destination. 40 minutes and 90 minutes respectively to reach their destination. Let's write it down. Let's write it down. So Ram, after he meets, he takes 40 minutes. He takes 40 minutes. Who is taking this time? Ram is taking this time. Ram takes 40 minutes to cover the distance ST. What about Shyam? Shyam takes 90 minutes after he meets. Remember, Shyam is moving towards R. So he takes 90 minutes to cover the distance RT. Are we clear on this? Perfect. Now they say, find the time taken by them to meet each other. Okay. Now the data is there. The data is there. The diagram has been drawn. It's just about solving now. Now think about it. Let's try to frame an equation. Let's try to frame an equation. Okay. Okay. Let's start. Now, what will you say? Remember the time taken to cover RM. The time taken to cover RM by Shyam. So can I say time taken by Shyam to cover RM is how much? 90 minutes. Is 90 minutes. So what is time? Time is distance divided by the speed. Distance divided by the speed. What is the distance RM? What is the distance RM? Remember the distance RM is RT. That's what we know. Distance divided by the speed. Who is traveling? Remember Shyam is traveling. He takes 90 minutes to cover the distance. So the speed of Shyam is distance divided by the speed S. RT by S is 90. Let's call it equation 1. Fine. Next, what is the time taken by Ram to cover the distance MS? To cover the distance MS, 40 minutes. 40 minutes. What is time? Time is distance divided by the speed. What is the distance MS? It is equal to ST. Distance divided by the speed. Whose speed? Obviously Ram's speed, because 40 minutes Ram takes. So you'll have to consider Ram's speed. So ST by R is equal to 40. Let's call it equation 2. It's all about solving these two equations. It's all about solving these two equations. Can you easily solve it? Can you easily solve it? Yes, you can. How can you? Probably you will do 1 into 2. You can probably do 1 into 2. That's the easiest way of solving the two equations. So you do multiply both the equations. RT by S into ST by R is equal to 90 into 40. 90 into 40, which comes out to be 3600. 3600. So SS cancels out. RR cancels out. What you basically get is T square is 3600. Remember, T is the time. T is the time. So it cannot be negative T. It cannot be negative. It obviously has to be only positive. So what is T? If T square is 3600, T is got to be 60 minutes. 60 minutes. That's your answer. This has come twice in the CAT. This has come twice in the CAT. It's an easy one provided you think logical. Correct? Any doubt in this? Any doubt in this? Easy? Okay. Let's look at the next two. Okay. Number 4 and 5. I don't want to solve it immediately. I want you to try. I'm not giving you the answer, but definitely give it a try. Once you solve it, you can verify your answer in tomorrow's video. In tomorrow's video, I'm going to solve question number 4 and 5 so that you can compare your answers. Remember, it's not only how much you understood, it's also about how much you apply your understandings to solve newer sums. So please try 4 and 5. I give it to you as an assignment. Try this. Yes, it's not tough. First, fourth one is from both sense streams. That's the concept we discussed in yesterday's video. And fifth is from races. Is from the question, is from the particular portion, sub portion, races, right? So it's a very easy one. Just to make sure that we are on the same page, I'll give you a meaning of this. Some people might have a problem. A gives B a start of 100 meters in a 600 meters race. What does it mean? It means very simple. It means if A is at the starting point, B is 100 meters ahead of him. B is 100 meters ahead of him when the two of them start the race. That's the meaning of A gives B a start of 100 meters. Give it a try, and I'm going to solve this in tomorrow's YouTube video. Okay. Okay, I think that's it for today. Hope you liked the session. Hope you found the questions interesting and hope there was a learning element involved. So make sure you keep revising, make sure you keep learning, and I am always there to help you out. Okay, I think that's it for today. Thank you so much. Stay safe, and I see you tomorrow morning, same time, 10:30 a.m. for another session of mine. Till then, goodbye.